You're now listening to All Hog Sports, covering all Arkansas Razorback sports, such as football, basketball, baseball, and much more. Now, here's your host for today's show, Sam Stimson.
Your Arkansas Razorbacks are headed to the Super Regional for the fourth time in 4 years. You know how many other schools did that? Just Arkansas. The level of success that this Arkansas Razorback baseball program has been on within the last few years is tremendous, and then also the whole entire, athletic department. Softball made the Super Regionals, baseball Super Regionals, basketball made the Elite Eight. Football won 9 games, including an Outback Bowl victory in a historic season. Sam Pittman also got his contract extended. You love to see that. But the success that this Razorback program has had on all levels has been so awesome to see, and I think it's due to none other than Hunter Yurachek, the athletic director. Just the culture of winning and how he's put these programs to succeed is so awesome to see. Now jumping into baseball here. Like I said, Arkansas playing in the Chapel Hill Regional on the road against the number 10th seeded North Carolina Tar Heels. Saturday, June 11th is the first game of the series. You can catch it at 10 a.m. on ESPN. Saturday, June 12th, you can catch the second game of the series at 12 p.m., so noon Central, on ESPN or ESPN2. And then Monday will be a possible Game 3 if necessary, and nothing announced for times or networks. You can probably find that at Razorback BSB Twitter. They do a lot of updates there. For this kind of stuff, they're usually the first to have that good information about TVs, times, and all that good stuff. Now starting it off with the opposing team, the North Carolina Tar Heels. The Tar Heels sport a 42-20 record on the season with a 15-15 ACC conference record. They are tremendous at home, have won 33 games at home, only 7 losses. And at the later part of the season, they really started to heat up later into the season, which is part of the reason why they got such a great seed. They won a series against NC State. The next weekend, winning a series against Wake Forest, swept FSU, and then went down to the ACC Championship and ended up winning that. In their regional, they won their first game against the 4 seed, lost their next game to the 3 seed, so then they went to the elimination side of the bracket, beat Georgia, beat VCU again, so they ultimately won that mini 2 out of 3 series against VCU, and next up for them are the Arkansas Razorbacks. Now looking down the North Carolina and their offensive stats, number 83 ranked in batting average at .288. Slugging percentage is 41st nationally. Something that does stand out to be a lot is 100 home runs on the season, ranked number 16 in that category. However, 518 strikeouts on the season, 265th nationally ranked. So it seems like this North Carolina team, when you watch them, they're going to swing heavy, go for a lot of home runs, go for a lot of strikeouts, something that even Arkansas kind of commemorates. I'll talk more when I get to them, but Arkansas is 21st ranked in home runs, 217th ranked in strikeouts. So both teams kind of have that swing big mentality when you look at their overall stats, and Arkansas being a heavy home run hitting team for the last few years under Nate Thompson last season, really offense was carried by that system. Running up through the lineup, their right fielder, Angel Zarate, will get the start for the North Carolina Tar Heels at the top of the lineup. He's got a great weighted on-base average at a 0.494. Very low strikeout percentage, only at 13.5%. Walk percentage at 10.9%. He's been really good for the Tar Heels just to get on base. He hit over in conference. He was at on-base percentage above 0.4. He's been steady throughout the season, great in this time, and obviously having a good guy at first for them is an advantage. Arkansas, too, wants to put this player out, avoid getting Angel on base, especially don't want to walk him by any means. I think that'll be key for Arkansas, just to have command with pitching. I'll talk about that more in Arkansas's pitching second, but their pitching command has to be there. At third base is Mac Horvath. He's going to usually spot that number 2 spot. Very tremendous defensively. Makes a lot of clean plays at third base. In this Tar Heel lineup, he's got a weighted on-base average of 0.525. Got a high walk percentage, one of the highest on the Tar Heels team at 19%. Really sees the ball well for the Tar Heels. Shortstop, Danny Serretti will be batting third for them, most likely based off of their lineup last weekend. He's been fantastic. He's been a lot of experience. If you look at his stats within the last few seasons, been playing a lot since his first year on campus as a freshman. According to D1 Baseball, Serretti had been playing obviously since 2019. Lots of experience there. He's batting .365 on the season with an on-base percentage of .439. OPS above 1, which shows you how good he's been this entire season. Really been carrying a lot of weight for this North Carolina team, and going into the postseason with a player who's been playing since 2019 is, again, a very advantageous point for UNC. And where things really get scary for UNC and their power is Vance Honeycutt. Vance is a true freshman who has hit 24 home runs this season with 56 RBIs, batting .292 within this lineup. First team All-ACC, been in talks for being one of the best freshmen in the nation. Also, additionally, not only the home run leader, he's the stolen base leaders on this team with 29. Him and Horvath have done really good. Horvath with 18 home runs and 19 stolen bases. But Honeycutt has really got things done offensively, which is why you'll see him bat within that 5 spot. Another 20-plus home run hitter is Alberto Osuna, a transfer from the JUCO level for the Tar Heels. He's batting .265 with 20 home runs and 57 RBIs. However, he does have 83 strikeouts on the season, so a lot of times it seems like he's either going to the yard or, going to strike out. He's got 60 hits on the season, and out of those 60 hits, 20 of those have been home run. Arkansas really just needs to kind of pitch around that spot for him and avoid letting him hit it out of the park. In that 6th spot is Mikey May-J. May-J for the Tar Heels this season, 4th best batting average according to D1 Baseball. Batting .329's put up a solid season so far. However, he's really not a big swinger. He's only got 4 home runs and 25 RBIs. He's more of a guy who's been able to string base hits and such. Really hasn't been that much driving in runs for Tar Heels. Like I said, main thing is going to be limiting those heavy hitters in Honeycutt, Osuna, and Horvath, all having 18 plus home runs. And then again, UNC's best hitters, Serretti, Zarate, and then, Honeycutt, Horvath. They have a lot of big bats that have been able to produce in conference play. If you compare the hitting between the two teams, statistically, a lot of these guys are going to be higher ranked nationally, especially with that 24 home runs from Honeycutt. Those stand out huge. Osuna, though, 36.7% K rate, 20 home runs. Same thing with Honeycutt, 24 homes, 36.2% K rate. So it kind of goes hand in hand, and Arkansas obviously wants to be on that better side and get those Ks in these situations and strike them out. Looking at the starting pitching rotation, their top guy, the left-handed pitcher, Braden Schaffer, he has been solid for them in the regional. The main thing with him is he has been able to get a lot of quick outs, and something that stands out is his game against Virginia Tech, where he threw complete game shutouts. So low pitch outs has been something that he's been pretty good at this season. He's got an ERA of 3.73 and has been credited for 7 wins. Now their next pitcher in the rotation is Max Carlson with a 3.61 ERA and a team-high 84 strikeouts. He has been incredible, throwing a lot of good changeups and getting easy strikeouts for North Carolina. So expect him to start Game 2. Arkansas has to be able to basically just hit off of the stud in this game. Main thing for Carlson is, like I said, those strikeouts. Opponents' batting average 234 against him compared to Shaver's 291. Like I said, main thing that Arkansas has to do here is just get out on early and don't keep striking out. And we've seen the Arkansas lineup kind of get into those tendencies this season of, making ineffective appearances at the plate. But you got to be effective at the plate and avoid those strikeouts to not give North Carolina any free outs. Now, their third guy has been up and down this season. Like, they really don't choose one, if that makes sense. They don't even have a third player qualified for ERA statistics, so he doesn't have enough innings pitched under his belt. But we have seen a good amount of games started out of Connor Bavor. He has started 9 games for the Tar Heels this season, 5-4 with a 5.5 ERA. Shadden Peavyhouse, Will Sandy, both of those guys with 6 games started. The thing is, it may just have to be a bullpen game, going into game 3, and that's kind of how it would be. So I don't really think it changes the situation much. Because with the game 3 winner take all, it's basically, hey, we're going to pitch everybody we have and pray that we get a win. Out of the bullpen, top guy is Davis Palomiro. He's a right-handed pitcher with a 2.62 ERA. He's got a team second high 71 strikeouts and only 55 innings pitched. He's been able to retire batters really effectively. Lowest opposing batting average on this team. He's going to be their number 1 guy out of the bullpen. And then Sean Rapp also getting a lot of appearances for the team. Played in 42 games this season with 45 innings pitched, a 3.8 ERA. Arkansas needs to be able to hit off Palomero, and it's going to be hard. He does throw a really good fastball that has put him on some MLB watch lists. He does, I think, throw upper 90s, and so Palomero's, he doesn't really see extended outings, but we have seen the other guys talking about Sean Rapp, North Carolina. If you look at their logs, they have he's pitched a good amount of solid, extended innings. Additionally, the third team leader in appearances is Gage Gillian with a 4.18. Pretty effective from the mound this season with a 2.69 opposing batting average. This is his senior season, so one of the more experienced guys within the bullpen. Rapp being a sophomore, and then Palomero is a sophomore for the Tar Heels as well. Main thing, though, for UNC, like I said, those top bullpen guys, Arkansas needs to be able to hit off of those, and then in the winner-take-all on Monday, potentially, it doesn't really matter who's pitching. You got to go out there and put your best guys on the mound. So not having a third starter, I don't think is as huge of a disadvantage as people may make it out to be. Now, the team that everyone knows best listening to this podcast is probably your Arkansas Razorbacks. Second in the SEC West this season, the Razorbacks support a record of 41-19 with an 18-12 record within Southeastern Conference play. Now, kind of opposite to the Tar Heels, Arkansas kind of closed off the season on a cold note. They went 0-2 in Hoover, and then the previous series at Alabama, they lost. The previous series versus Vanderbilt at home, they ended up losing. But the previous series was actually a nice win against another super regional team, Auburn, on the road. Arkansas really got things going there. Arkansas this season, first teams in the 1 through 25 spots in the RPI, so where UNC would be, is 8-9. Away, additionally, because Arkansas is playing at Chapel Hill, Arkansas has a 7-8 record, but we've kind of seen them able to go on the record against another really good team in Oklahoma State and get a win there, which impresses me. Now, batting leadoff for this Arkansas Razorback team is going to be Braden Webb, more than likely. Webb this season has improved a lot as a hitter and been able to get his on-base percentage up to bat leadoff. On-base percentage sitting at .420 exactly this season. I really like Webb in that leadoff spot. Up next is designated hitter Brady Slavens. Slavens didn't have the best weekend down in Stillwater, but he still was able to provide. He had a single home run and had some other clutch hits for Arkansas. After that will probably be Arkansas's, I think, best offensive player in Caden Wallace. Wallace batting an even .299 on the season. However, his on-base average weighted is .506. He's been great at getting on base for Arkansas and making smart moves at the plate. Boasts a team-high OPS at a .955. Webb tied with him at .955 as well. Wallace being the backbone of this Arkansas team, leading them in doubles scored, has been productive this season, and then also tying Brady Slavens for the most home runs hit this season, also team leader in RBIs. So for Caden Wallace, third in the lineup to do his thing, I think that's going to be key for Arkansas's offense to heat up, and he was fantastic in the Stillwater Regional, was really able to get things done in the regional on the 2 RBIs on, I think, the first game with a home run. So, yeah. He's also been able to get on base via walk, too. After that, you're looking at Michael Turner. Shout out to him. He signed an NIL deal for being like the best rental player in the nation. And that's just awesome that, players are able to cash in on that. And some good creative marketing for him. Turner batting .310 on the season. His defense has been key for Arkansas all season, getting quick pickoffs and really trying to limit the ability of Honeycutt to steal, because he has 20-plus stolen bases on the season for UNC. Turner, though, MVP of the Stillwater Regional, won him heating up. Lanzilli been in the daily lineup, batting .323. He's been really efficient for Arkansas, especially as of recent. He's got a team fourth, 63 hits, an OPS of .921, been effective at the plate, really getting good at bats. Rob Moore has had his up and downs on the season, but the main thing is I feel like he's one of the more clutch players on Arkansas's team. He's got a team high, second high in doubles. My bad. There's 16 doubles on the season, and also has the 8 home runs. He's been able to bat at the plate when Arkansas needs him the most, and that's going to be the most important thing. An on-base percentage of .368, but his average has been lower at .228. So for him to provide that clutch hitting is important to this Arkansas offense. Jalen Battles, next up, batting .293. He's been highly efficient. 10 home runs on the season, including an absolute blast in the Stillwater Regional. After that, you're looking at Peyton Stovall, who really turned it up within the last few weeks after recovering from his finger injury. He's batting .275 right now, but was batting over .400 within the Stillwater Regional. And then that last spot is Zach Gregory, who's usually going to take most of those. He's got a great on-base percentage at a team high at .443. He finds ways to get to the base, whether that be walk. He's got 32 walks on the season, or even getting hit by the pitch. He's got 16 of them on the season. So there you go. Now, starting for your Arkansas Razorbacks is going to be Connor Noland on probably Saturday. 7 innings pitched against Grand Canyon, 6 hits allowed, 1 earned run. He was fantastic in that start against Grand Canyon. He's got a team high 99 strikeouts, has really been able to work the fastball around 92, 93 at the normal and peak. 4.13 ERA, and also has 6 wins on the season. Noland on the bump. Arkansas wants to put up a good offensive performance around their ace, who's been able to strike out a lot of batters this season. The other thing for the Hogs when Nolan is on the mound, provide that good defense that they have all season. Nolan allowing opposing batters to hit .254 off of him, and has only walked 32 batters compared to his 99 strikeouts. Again, the command is going to be a thing all weekend for these Arkansas pitchers. Now, the rest of the lineup is kind of uncertain. Hagen Smith certainly did absolutely fantastic in this closing job in the Stillwater Regional. He had 2 innings pitched, no hits, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and a key strikeout on Oklahoma State star-studded player Rock Reggio. However, if you go back a couple days earlier, when he started against Oklahoma State in that second spot, he had 1.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, lost his command, walked 4 batters, and ended up getting pulled. So that's one option Arkansas could go to. He's got a 4.89 ERA, 79 strikeouts, and a team-high second innings pitched with 70. Arkansas also could be looking at Jackson Wiggins, possibly for a later game, 6.12 ERA, 64 innings pitched. There are other options besides Wiggins. I think more realistic would be McIntyre. McIntyre, 36 innings pitched. He has 6 game starts this year, including some midweeks, with a 3.25 ERA. Said some really effective stuff coming in for long-term relief. And again, another long-term relief guy has been Zach Morris. And Morris has been really, really good for Arkansas. He has 33 innings pitched on the season, the lefty, opposing batting average even at a 2.22 level, 1.91 ERA. He's got the lowest ERA on the team out of all guys who have pitched 10 innings or more. Morris, Arkansas had a great production out of in the final game, 3.1 innings pitched with no earned runs allowed. I think this will be a hard decision for Dave Van Horn to make with Hobbs. I am guessing to see, I think Friday we see Noland. I think Saturday we'll end up seeing Hagen Smith just based off that experience and him closing it off strong. And then if we do end up playing another game on Monday, I think you'll see probably Zach Morris, maybe Jackson Wiggins, McIntyre, depending on how much he's been used. And then you throw the whole bullpen out there. You do everything you can win to get this team to Omaha. Also coming out of the bullpen, though, besides that, will be a number of different guys. Cole Ramage, Arkansas's leading bullpen guy this season with 49 innings pitched, 4.22 ERA. Outside of one bad performance this season, 1 or 2, he's been largely pretty consistent for Arkansas, holding opposing batting average to a 2.15. Evan Taylor's 37 innings pitched, 3.38 ERA. Brady Tigert, the closer for Arkansas this season, racking up 8 saves as well. And Zebulon Vermillion, also another option. And they're looking at a couple of guys who may pitch depending on the situation in the lead. If Arkansas is up enough, Elijah Tress, Gabriel Starks. Out of this Arkansas bullpen and starting pitching, though, Arkansas has to be able to get solid starts out of their guys and hold on to their command. And you don't want to stretch the bullpen too far within the early games because you want to be able to save pitchers for the a potential winner-take-all game on Monday. The main thing, though, Arkansas just stay hot after winning that Stillwater Regionals. And then the other thing is, I think somebody within the bullpen starting pitching besides Noland and Tigert is going to take an important role this weekend for Arkansas to win. And whether that be a guy like Zach Morris, Hagen Smith, somebody who, closed the regional off very well, one of those guys. And the same thing can be true for the hitting side with Wallace, Turner. And the postseason, guys got to show up and make those clutch moves. And we saw it in Monday's game against Oklahoma State with Wallace getting that the barehanded throw to first. Robert Moore with the incredible defensive play deep into the field. Michael Turner picking off a runner at first. It's just the small things, the defense that can help out the pitcher that needs to be there as well. Now, my prediction for this series, I got Arkansas taking it up in a 3-game Monday finale game. I got Arkansas winning that one. I think on the Saturday morning game, Arkansas comes out and takes a win with Connor Noland. However, I don't think Saturday gets the win. I think UNC is going to respond very well just based off of how they've done that all season. But I think Arkansas's pitching is ultimately going to clutch up on Monday. The main thing looking at it, though, is the pitching with Noland. I think need to get a win with him no matter what. I think if Arkansas loses with Noland on the mound, we're really going to struggle big time. And then whenever you get your quality relief innings from McIntyre, Morris, those games are going to be important to win. The main reason I have Arkansas winning is I think the postseason experience really clutches up in this one. I could really see going either way, though. I would say this Super Regional is truly a 50-50 shot. North Carolina has a lot of big bats and guys who hit it out of the park. And North Carolina has also surrendered a lot of home runs. I wouldn't be shocked if we get another game where the score is going to be totaled up above 20 runs. The main thing that Arkansas needs to do, though, is get quality innings out of their pitchers, have good command, and hit with runners in scoring position. And we saw them do that the latter part in the Stillwater Regional, and then we had great command in that Monday finale, my bad, and was able to win. Anyway, that's all for today's episode. Big series on the horizon. Y'all know the deal, though. Woo pig suey.
That's all for today's episode of All Hog Sports with Sam Stimson. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode covering all Arkansas Razorback sports. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media too. On Twitter and Instagram at All Hog Sports Pod. Like on Facebook at All Hog Sports and Arkansas Razorbacks Podcast. And on YouTube at that same name. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Go Hogs!